Hi friends, it's Miss Marisa. Happy Friday. I hope you're having a great day. I thought today, since it's been raining so much and yesterday we made rain sticks, I thought we could do something else today that has to do with rain. So what you'll need for this activity is a Ziploc bag, so a little plastic baggie, some water, some blue food coloring if you have it, a permanent marker, so you might need to ask an adult, a grown-up, for help with this because it will mark stuff, so don't write on yourself. And then some tape, okay? So first, what we're going to do is we have to draw some things. Let me tell you what we're doing. How about that? So first, what we're going to do today is we are making something we can put on our window that is going to help us see a picture of the water cycle. So if you don't know what the water cycle is what happens when our Earth that we live on, the planet that we live on, it reuses the water. So when we get rain, when you go outside and you see puddles, when you see clouds in the sky, all of those things work together in a circle so that the water can be reused by our Earth. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of like the Earth's own version of recycling, the reusing of things. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the water cycle in the process of when it comes from rain down to puddles on the ground, up to clouds in the air, and then when it drops back down to rain. So it kind of makes a big circle. So on our bag, the first thing we need to draw is a cloud. So, do you know what a cloud looks like? Yeah, okay. So, and where do clouds go? Do clouds go on the ground? Do they go below us? No, clouds are up in the sky. So, if this is the top of our bag, we are going to draw a cloud on the top of our bag. So, pick an area over here that you think we should draw a cloud. You could maybe even draw two clouds if you wanted. Okay, so let's do that now. I'm going to put one cloud over here and maybe another cloud over here. I like to think of clouds as like big balls of cotton candy because Miss Marisa really likes cotton candy. Okay, so when you're done, you have a cloud or two at the top of your bag. All right, next thing we need to do is we are going to draw some water at the bottom. This water at the bottom is going to be either a puddle, it could be a lake or a pond or a swimming pool even, if it doesn't have a cover on it. So right down here at the bottom of our bag, we are going to draw some water. What I'm going to do, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to make mine kind of look like waves on the beach. So I don't know if you've ever seen a picture of the beach or maybe you've been to the beach, but there's lots of waves. So I drew down here to show my water these waves like it's the beach. So take the time and do that now. Maybe yours just looks like a flat line. Maybe you just want to draw one line across and have it be a puddle. You could draw a circle down here and make it look like a puddle. Whatever you want to do. Okay, so then since I have two clouds, if you didn't draw two clouds, maybe draw another one. The last thing we need to do is just make some raindrops. Okay, so we're going to take our permanent marker and just make some drops under one cloud. So not both of them, just one. Okay, let me show you what I'm going to do. So let's see. I put raindrops over here coming down from this cloud. You could also make them just little lines. Oh, that's hard to do, holding it up and showing you. Like that. So you have the choice. So make raindrops coming out of one cloud. All right. Now the last thing we're going to do is just draw some arrows. Okay, so an arrow is a line with like a top on the end. Let me show you how we're going to draw the arrows. Okay? So first, we're going to draw an arrow from the water at the bottom to the cloud without rain. Okay? So I drew an arrow from my waves of water down here up to this cloud with no raindrops on it. All right. Then, if we want to help us see, we could draw another arrow going down. So let me show you what that would look like. And that arrow goes with our rain to show that the rain is going down into the water. Just like that. Yep. All right. So I'm going to explain what let's explain something. Then we're going to finish with the water, and then I'm going to say something else. Okay? So what this is going to represent, I have 3 big words for you. They're super big, lots of letters, okay? So the first word we're going to learn is evaporation. I'll say it again, evaporation. Let's say it together. Evaporation. Now you say it. Exactly, let's clap it out. Ready? Evaporation. That's a lot of claps. So, evaporation is what happens when our water down here, it turns into a gas, usually using something hot. So a puddle, like on a hot day, you know how it eventually will dry up and disappear? Or if you have wet clothes and you put them outside in the sun to dry, what happens is instead of that water just disappearing, which it looks like it just disappears, what happens is it evaporates and turns into an invisible gas that we can't see. And it evaporates and it goes up into a cloud. So all the water that you see on the ground after it rains, once it gets hot again or once it dries up and there's no more rain, that water that we can feel turns into a gas and it goes up into the sky and it turns into clouds. So our second big word is when it's up in the clouds, it's called condensation. Condensation. Let's say it together. Condensation. Okay, now you say it. Let's clap it. Condensation. So condensation is where this water vapor turns into a liquid. So the gas that came up here, now it's sitting in these clouds and it's working and changing into a liquid. So when that happens, when the condensation happens up in the clouds, which the same thing, condensation can also be sometimes if you have a cold glass of water and it starts to get warm because it's out in your house or outside, and you know how it kind of has that water around it? That is also condensation. So it's working and turning into water. That gas is changing into a water that we can feel. So while we're up here in the clouds, there's condensation, and this water gas is turning back into liquid water. Then our last step is precipitation. Precipitation. Let's say it together. Precipitation. Okay, now you say it. Let's clap it. Precipitation. Precipitation is this final step of when our water up in our clouds turns into rain and it comes down onto our ground where we can touch it and feel it again. So that rain may create another puddle. It may fill up the ocean. It may fill up a lake, a pond, a swimming pool. anything like that. So that is precipitation. Rain is a form of precipitation. That's when our clouds turn into water and it comes down back to us down on the bottom. So to rewrap that, we have evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and then it just goes in a circle. So when we have a rainy day, we see that we get new rain. But then the next day, especially in Kansas, it might be hot and there might not be any rain. So it goes back up and saves it and makes it for another rainy day. And that is the water cycle. So a way that we can see it without actually having to go outside in the rain or keep track of what the clouds look like is by making a water cycle in here. So we're going to open up our bag so it's ready. Next thing, with your glass of water, and if you have blue food coloring, if you don't have blue food coloring, that's okay. You can do it without food coloring and you'll still be able to see it. Okay, so don't worry about that, but I have blue food coloring, so I'm going to put it in there. So we're going to put some blue food coloring in there, and then I forgot to grab something, but stir it up, turn that water all blue, just like that. Perfect. Now, very carefully, you might want to do this over your sink so that you don't spill, okay? Then what you're going to do, and I'm hoping I don't spill, is you're going to pour some water into your bag. You don't need very much. All you really want is enough to cover your water at the bottom. So you can see my waves that I have down here on the bottom are now blue. That's really all the water you need. Not very much at all. Okay, so then when you have your water, zip up your bag. Make sure it's sealed tight. This is where you might want to also ask an adult, a grown-up, to help you seal it so you can make sure that it isn't going to leak or spill out. Okay, so I have sealed my bag up. You can see there is water in there. So what we're going to do next is you're going to ask an adult, where is a good window that you can hang this up on? Okay, so I'm going to show you on my back window, because it's the biggest window, on my back door. Really, it's a door, but it's a glass, so you can see through it. And that's where I'm going to hang mine up. So I'm going to walk you over there. Okay, we're walking. I got my bag. I got my tape. Okay, so this window looks kind of dirty, but all right. So what we're going to do is you're then going to very carefully tape up your bag. Oh, my tape is sticky. So we're going to tape the top, at least. And then we can also tape the sides. Like that. And if you can tape the bottom too. Mine's kind of hard because I think I left some air in there. But maybe a little more. Look at the corners. Okay, so now my bag with the water is taped up to a window. What we're going to end up seeing is, as this water sits here in the sunlight and gets hot from the outside, you're going to be able to see this water evaporate into a cloud and hang up here. And then once it hangs up here, you're going to see it drop down like rain back into our puddle. And you can see these three stages of evaporation, condensation, and precipitation working together to cycle your water in your bag. So I would say leave it up there maybe for 2 days. I mean, you could leave it up for longer too, You could really leave it up there for as long as you want, because with the water cycle, it's just going to keep continuously going in a circle. So even after it falls down, it's going to go back up. It just depends on the day, on the temperature outside, on the sun, on the clouds, all that stuff. So let me know if yours works. Let me know what you see, if you get to see the water move and turn up into the clouds, and how that works. Okay? They'll be just little water droplets, so you'll have to look kind of closely. And maybe I can take pictures of mine over the weekend and I'll send it to you guys and see what my bag is doing. Okay? All right, so I hope you enjoy. I hope you get to see some water cycling, and I hope you have a great, great, great weekend. I hope it stops raining a little bit so we can all go outside and play. All right? Okay, so I will talk to you guys soon. I miss you. I love you. Have a great day. Bye.